And people will be like, well, were you ever plus size? Were you ever fat? No, I never was plus size. I was just ingesting a lot of fucking fucked up pop culture shit. I wanted to talk a little bit about all of the body shaming of the 2000s and why we should never want to go back there.
I think for Robin, it must be hard being among girls who are so skinny.
Felt a little bit bad for Robin because she is the bigger down here in the hips and thighs than the rest of us.
Okay, Robin. Now, are we shooting for the large size category?
Yes, Robin would represent a plus size model. One problem that I do have with Robin, I think on the top she's not plus size and on the bottom she is.
Robin's out as far as I'm concerned about being a supermodel.
No,
Absolutely not. This girl should not be the first one.
Well, that's my humble opinion.
Why?
Because I think Next America's Top Model is not a plus size model. I'm sorry.
I just wish her upper body was bigger and matched her lower body better.
Do you have to be covered all the time? Like, why can't you, if you want to be covered? This is saying, oh, I've got hips, so I'm covering them up. Why are you crying, Robin? Talk to me. Why are you crying?
Let's just call it as it is. Robin, first of all, is too old to be starting model.
She's huge. She's not going to be a top model.
She won't. That's the reality.
She should work for a car toppling company.
Robin is a fabulous girl, but you know what? She doesn't trust her own body.
Robin.
I don't know what she's doing in Paris.
I don't have a market here for Robin. You know, there's no market for plus sizes in France.
Robin, you were supposed to have a nude photo shoot. We don't have a photo for you this week, and why is that?
I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. My body is mine. I just didn't think that, that is what I needed to do in order to get ahead.
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't do it. I was sort of expecting this kind of, Botticelli image. I was sad that you just kind of didn't put yourself out there, representing women of a different size.
It's clear that Robin doesn't have the personality to be a top model. She should be working at Avis.
She is a full-figured black woman.
In the end, Robin was asked to leave.
It's meant a lot to me to be a part of this because I had the chance to show a variation of beauty.
Okay, that shit is wild. If you are ever wondering why middle millennials my age and elder millennials have so much body shit, that shit is such a good encapsulation of the kinds of conversation in the mainstream, totally normal, never criticized, never questioned about somebody who looked like Robin. And when I was younger, when I was 20 pounds thinner, I had that kind of body. Now I'm way thicker, girl. Oh, booty out, booty popping. And them saying, oh, she's plus size. Janice Dickinson saying, oh, she's fat. It was such a wild time. The wild, wild west for sure. Body dysmorphia everywhere. And sometimes I'll talk about my body dysmorphia issues, my eating disorder issues, and people will be like, well, were you ever plus size? Were you ever fat? No, I never was plus size. I was just ingesting a lot of fucking fucked up pop culture shit. Let's look at, though, here's Robin, beautiful woman. Here's some more images of her. So there's one example of how incredibly fucked up the culture was. That was from 2003, the very first season of America's Next Top Model, where we get many people coming in to tell her that she's too fat. She's too fat to take pictures of. Okay, I have many examples of this, you guys. Let's now go to Beyonce. Okay, this is 2001 Beyonce. Okay, let's scroll. This is 2001, the TRL tour. And this was them. This is Destiny's Child, DC3. On the TRL tour, we see Beyonce, definitely giving us legs and hips and body. They were promoting their album Survivor. And actually, this week is the 21st anniversary of Survivor going #1. And Survivor, the lead single from that album was Bootylicious. Now, For all of our Beyonce historians, what is the story that Beyonce told us about why she created Bootylicious? Because people were incessantly talking about her body. Beyonce says she gets the Stevie Nicks sample and she's on the plane and she's writing because people are incessantly saying, you're fat, you're too big. In 2001, Beyonce is turning 20, so she's 19. And there's all this chatter about how fat Beyonce is. That's how we get Bootylicious. Don't worry, Kimberly has more. Next, we're going to go to 2006. And, you know, I know the kids are watching me right now. Let me tell you about a little show that used to come on MTV. It was called Making the Band. In the beginning, it was about a boy band. And then Diddy bought the franchise. He took it over and made it about a rap group. And then he made Danity. Kane was before the group, right? I can't remember what the order was, but he made a rap group and then he also made a girl group, okay? And in this season, the girl group called Danity Kane gets together. They're working hard. They're dancing for their lives. They're boom cacking every day. And a part of the show was the mentorship from Diddy, who by this time is a huge, huge producer. Diddy put together this girl group. And again, because we had no understanding of like eating disorders or what's an appropriate thing to say about people's bodies, I remember him body shaming Juanita, aka D Woods, so clearly. We have to watch this clip.
Hand down to the boot. Did Debbie do Dallas?
Juanita, what's your stomach looking like? For real, are you feeling a little thick?
It's no secret, I'm built differently than these other girls. And if he didn't see that before, he really sees it now because it's 1 against 4. I'm a thick girl on the bottom. I'm working out, I'm running. I always feel thick next to these skinny chicks.
You're like a burger away.
D Woods, you okay?
This is not a new struggle for me. This has been a lifelong thing. It's genetics.
But here's the deal. You in a group.
I'm in a group with skinny chicks, so it's like...
But that's all right. We didn't put a group together of skinny chicks. We put a group together of talented people. You just be you, okay? It's all that matters. It's what you bring here and what you bring here and what the talent that you bring to this group that makes you one of the 5, and that's why we picked you.
That is that. And it's so crazy, especially if you look at her during this time. She was not big at all. So here she is standing next to the other members of Danity Kane. She's not big. The idea of Diddy telling her, you're a cheeseburger away, are you feeling thick? That shit is wild, wild. Very normal, no backlash. Okay, so I also found from 2007 this interview that she did with King magazine. Why do you think Diddy is so critical of your curves? And she said, I feel like he puts stuff out there to see how you'll react. Even with him talking to me later about it, he said he had to say certain things because that's what other people are going to say. In my heart, I don't feel I have a problem. The only thing that affected me was the manner in which he did it because I thought it was disrespectful. And then the interviewer says, funny thing is, you're not even thick compared to Cassie, though. You're Monique. What? This is the interview. Okay, let me share this screen. Okay, literally they said, funny thing, you're not even thick compared to Cassie, though. You're Monique. Are y'all okay? And she says, I'm not even big. Genetically, the women in my family got thighs and booty, so that ain't gonna go nowhere no matter how much I run on the treadmill. In fact, he made me run an extra 3 miles a day on the treadmill than the other girls, and I was telling him, you might not want to do that because I'm going to be all muscle. When I come back in here looking like FloJo, I'm going to look like I'm about to beat somebody's ass. It is crazy. It's so wild. It's so wild. What a mess. Obviously, you know, King, okay, kids, King, before Instagram, the booty models did not have a lot of outlets. So they had to go to magazines. The white people loved Maxim. FHM was another one that the whites loved. And the Negroes loved King. That was for the Black girls with the booties. Obviously, everybody has to have a flat stomach. You gotta have a flat stomach, but you can have thighs and booty and big old boobs in King magazine. Okay, the Black men's magazine. So that interview said, compared to Cassie, you're Monique. Not only do we have fat phobia there, we have a whole bunch of colorism there. Anyways, that is wild. Our last piece of archival footage in the 2000s were fucking crazy. If you were a young woman, it's gonna come from Tyra Banks herself. Now, Tyra had a completely unhinged daytime television show for a few years called Tyra, where she did the wildest shit. But I always appreciated Tyra talking about the modeling industry, her experience. Oh, that iconic interview with Naomi Campbell. Oh, girl, that was must-see TV for sure. And Tyra, I think at that time, she was doing Victoria's Secret at that time because her body was getting bigger. And I think this was when she was transitioning into actually retiring from Victoria's Secret, because basically she was like, I'm too good to be an angel. Like, I have a real career, so I am getting out of the bra and panties. Look at my empire. Okay, so her body was a little bit bigger. Tyra went from, being on the cover of Sports Illustrated to, just being a normal woman in her 30s at this time, late 20s, 30s. All right, let's play this iconic moment.
The bottom line is that people are used to seeing me looking like this and like this and all that. And everyone seems to be pretty okay with that. But for some reason, people have a serious problem when I look like that. All right? When I look like that. But luckily, I'm strong enough and I have a good support system. I mean, I love my mama. She has helped me to be a strong woman so I can overcome these kind of attacks. But if I had lower self-esteem, I would probably be starving myself right now. But that's exactly what is happening to other women all over this country. So I have something to say. To all of you that have something nasty to say about me or other women that are built like me, women that sometimes or all the time look like this, women whose names you know, women whose names you don't, women who've been picked on, women whose husbands put them down, women at work or girls in school. I have one thing to say to you. Kiss my fat ass.
I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh because it's not. I shouldn't laugh because that was a very empowering moment in 2007. But okay, it's just funny because Tyra spent so many years nitpicking other people's appearances and literally becoming a multimillionaire off of that. It's fine when Tyra does it on America's Next Top Model because modeling is an industry and appearance is a part of the industry and it's just an occupational hazard. But when tabloids do it to you, then we got to have an uprising, Then we got to have our fat solidarity moment. The clown came back to bite.